The people who claim to avenge the Prophet are indeed criminals, misguided, and I would like to stress that they have hijacked Islam. And I want to make it very clear that let it not be in my name, in the name of my faith. Whilst we hold the prophets, all the prophets, including the Prophet Muhammad, dearest to us, it is part of our faith. They are closest to us more than our own selves and our family. We are hurt and we are humiliated by what has taken place. However, we submit to the teachings of God and the Quran, which tells us that when you come upon such situations, when evil comes in front of you, then then repel evil with the best of goodness. And further, we know that the people who are doing this are ignorant of the values of living in a society, coexisting and respecting each other's beliefs. Because of the ignorance, the Quran tells me, وَإِذَا خَاطَبَهُمُ الْجَاهِلُونَ قَالُوا سَلَامًا. And when the ignorant ones address them, say peace be upon you. This is the message which I have for them.
Yeah, we lose our humanity, don't we? If we're violent, we forget who we are because we're swept up in the violence and the hatred. If we actually step back a bit and think, you are human and I'm human, and we share an awful lot, and being violent isn't a way to resolve our differences, listening is. And I think there's a lot of debate to be had about the nature of freedom, about free speech and what the limits are on that. And also about the problems of extremism in all faiths. And I think it's not just an Islamic problem that we're extremists, it's a problem facing Christians, Hindus and others as well. And I think the more we can meet together like this and understand each other, the less space there is for extremism.
Sadly, these days of rejoicing and praise for the Prophet were tainted by the senseless murders in Paris, claiming to avenge the Prophet. In strongly condemning these murders, I wish to reiterate that such barbaric deeds have nothing to do with Islam as guided by teachings of the noble Quran and the beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who is a mercy to the universe. Violence and terrorism has no religion, ethnicity or morality. If anything, it reflects a betrayal of our basic humanity, for in violence we forget who we are. For myself over here, locally over here, I would like to stress that I, as the Imam of the congregation, have received numerous messages of support and messages of praise in the way we have handled locally over here in Hampshire, in Portsmouth, in Southampton, and in Fareham. The security authorities, the police, together with the friends of the church and common people with whom we commonly meet, they have shown us very positive messages. And this has come about because immediately when this senseless murder took place, I reached out with a message to the community that let us not work with emotions, but let us work with reason, and as Muslims, be able to emulate the pristine teachings of Islam. Having said that, we must also state that many a times the media has not given fair coverage to the good side of these events. And I feel that together with responsibility for speech, which needs to be, together with the freedom of speech, which needs to be tempered with responsibility, I definitely feel that the media also needs to exercise this freedom of broadcast or publication or speech together with responsibility of asking themselves what are the consequences to the community which they serve as consumers. Let not the sense of economics or business that we need to have catchy headlines to be able to reap profits be given prominence over the peaceful harmony and coexistence of the local community.